I know it's been a while since my last upload, but reason being is I don't just want to make videos talking about the same sort of information that other people in the community, the Flat Earth community, are talking about. I would really like to share with you some information regarding electromagnetism. And a question that comes up a lot in the community is, if obviously we know gravity's not real, we certainly don't need it on a plane. Well, what keeps the sun and the moon above, on the circuit? And you can guess it's an electromagnetic belt, a circuit that they actually go off. And numerous scientists today, have found electromagnetism all over the plane that we live on. But the question then is the electromagnetic belt per se then well, if we're thought to be living under an electromagnetic dome, under a water realm where the stars are on the water outside of the dome, which is also depicted from the Flammarion engraving, which is another thing you can research, one of the first flat earth depictions, the Flammarion engraving. So if the water's on the outside of the dome, it starts at 600 miles high. That's why the stars seem to sparkle so at night. Is if you look for the Sari-Shagan howitzer, actually it's a huge Tesla scholar interferometer with 4 modes of operation. So one continuous mode is the Tesla shield, which places a thin, impenetrable, hemispherical shell of energy over a large defended area. So the 3-dimensional shell is actually created by interfering 2 Fourier expansion 3-dimensional scholar hemispherical patterns in space, so they pair couple into a dome shell of intense ordinary electromagnetic energy. All right, so if the air molecules and atoms in the shell are totally ionized and thus highly excited, giving off intense glowing light, then anything physical which hits the shell receives an enormous discharge of electrical energy and is then thus instantly vaporized, poof, like a bug hitting one of those electrical bug killers. So regarding electromagnetism, and in the continuous shield mode, the Tesla interferometer is actually fed by the bank of Murray free energy generators, so that enormous energy is actually available in the shield. Electromagnetic radiation is energy that is propagated through free space or through a material medium in the form of electromagnetic waves, such as radio waves, visible light, and gamma rays. The term also refers to the emission and transmission of such radiant energy. So the wavelength of light can be determined by its characteristics. For example, short wavelengths are high energy gamma rays and X-rays, and long wavelengths are radio waves. The whole range of wavelengths is called the electromagnetic spectrum. So the Van Allen belts were created the same year NASA was formed, beginning at the exact same height as the failed nuclear tests, as we know, called Operation Fishbowl, which is something you need to research as well. High altitude nuclear bombs against the sky that were actually looking for something, trying to penetrate through something. So if the Van Allen radiation belts were created the same year NASA was formed, and Van Allen was very good, friends with the old 33rd degree Masons at NASA. Electromagnetism is what modern day rail cars run on today. It allows them to track with much less drag at very high speeds of travel. This is also, guys, how the sun and the moon track in quantum lockstep above us each and every day. It is the magnetic power of the moon that provides the attraction to the electrical sun that keeps both in sync and harmony, that govern all weather in all seasons. What we call a perfect equilibrium. Electromagnetism is everywhere. Modern science proved electromagnetism to exist everywhere in all of nature, with the work of unsung and relatively unknown heroes like Charles Augustin de Colin, J.J. Thomson, and obviously Nikola Tesla. The dome is thought to continue well beyond the Antarctic Circle ice walls that hold the oceans in place. The world military itself uses the Antarctic Circle to station HAARP, their weather modification and mind control radar, all around the plane circle of the Earth. A circle is not a globe. Since the dome is a concave, like the lens of an eye, radar can easily bounce radio frequency signals off the arched dome for communication, command and control anywhere on the plane. This they have been able to do since the 1940s with over-the-horizon radar technology, which again, guys, you can research. The first radio broadcast that ended up in Hawaii. Well, can't do that on a globe. You hear about this being one with the universe, being one with the earth, being one with yourself. We are all connected. The earth itself is a battery. Tesla found this out, guys. Alpha waves, even in the human brain, are between 6 and 8 hertz. The wave frequency of the human cavity resonates between 6 and 8 hertz. All biological systems operate in the same frequency range. The human brain's alpha waves function in this range, and the electrical resonance of the Earth is between 6 and 8 hertz. Thus, our entire biological system, the brain and the Earth itself, work on the same frequencies. If we can control that resonant system electronically, we can directly control the entire mental system of humankind. That's a direct quote from Nikola Tesla. And Tesla noted ether was everywhere. And one man who said ether doesn't exist was supposed to be the most cleverest man to date, Albert Einstein. But Tesla and numerous others actually proved ether to be real. But Tesla himself was unrivaled for his understanding of the natural laws that govern this place, this Earth, this flat Earth. First and foremost was the ether, and within the ether, the existence of electromagnetic fields that interconnect all species of life to the Earth's frequency. And this is known as the human frequency. Though free to think and act, we are held together like the stars in the firmament with ties inseparable. These ties cannot be seen, but we can feel them. And I wonder what he's talking about, guys. Remember, he found scientifically the electromagnetic belts and electromagnetism of this plane Earth that we live on. So I hope when you get asked a question regarding this, you are able now to answer with some certain conviction. And I would like to thank you if you've stuck with me throughout this upload. I know a lot of people's attention spans are not what they used to be, unless you literally clockwork orange them. Thanks for listening. You know, I will certainly try to make so as much as I can. I do love to talk about the flat earth, and especially the scientific reasons and proofs of the plane that we live on. Remember, guys, the earth's always been a plane. It's never been a globe. But if you want to take an optical illusion, and here's something for you to actually think about. If you take a hemisphere through which we are living on, well, if you was to look at it from a bird's eye point of view, a top view of a hemisphere, doesn't it look like a globe? And an optical illusion then is for you to turn the hemisphere over and it becomes a plane. So if you was to view a hemisphere from the side, from a top looking down, a bird's eye view, you see a globe. But then you turn it and it's half. It's a plane. It's a hemisphere. It's a flat earth. Please, guys, remember, it's never been a globe. The earth's always been flat. The more you research, the more you become flat. You have a great day or a great evening, whatever the time of the day and night you're watching it. And to all the people on the other side of the screen, I wish you good luck and happy thoughts. Good luck to you. Speak to you on the next upload.